Okay, it's 5 o'clock. We'll open the city public hearing for the City of International Falls on the Fifth Avenue
Recording in progress.
West Assessment Project. The first item is to please rise and say the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It can be noted for the record that all of council is present with no absences. We can begin the public hearing. And the purpose for this hearing, as the new mayor, self-admittedly, I will be the least knowledgeable on this hearing at this moment. I have spent some time with the administrator and other councilors to learn about this, but there's many other folks here that are going to be filling in the blanks. So with that, I'd like to invite up Jason Fisher, who is the city engineer from Bolton and Mank, who will give the explanation for the hearing and any further details.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Council. Yes, this is kind of a continuation of a public hearing we had in October. And it's for the paving project that we did on 5th West from 18th to 20th. So some of the questions that were brought up during that hearing was the project we awarded. It was a lump sum project, and it included some patchwork, and those numbers got in the original estimate for the assessment. So we were able to take those dollars out that went towards the patching. And one of the other things was there was a manhole that did not get raised. So we took the cost of having to do that out of the assessment also. So with that, the proposed assessment went from 52,000 down to $45,967.44. Any questions on that?
And the understanding is the work has already been completed.
Correct. The work has been completed. This will be an assessment that we will put on. We'll have to get it in next October, so it won't get on the taxes until the following year, if that's what they choose to do, is to not pay it all up front, but pay it over the 10 years. So.
Thank you, Jason. Is Mr. Brokaw here tonight? Does, if he is, if he'd like to come forward? Okay. Questions or comments from the council? And did this hearing stem, I seem to remember we rescheduled one and then we did have one. And now, is this the third?
Second.
It is the second?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I think maybe, it ends up, we had scheduled it at a time the first, but something happened. And
Okay.
I know what you're remembering, but remember that we didn't get it in the paper in time or something like that. Yeah,
Yes.
so you're
My
recollecting
apologies.
it.
That is correct. It
Okay.
inadvertently did not get published in accordance with the guidelines of a public hearing, and therefore we could not officially have the public hearing. So, yes, unfortunately, this is truly the third. Yes.
Okay, that's,
Yeah, that was,
You're absolutely correct.
if there's no further comments or questions by the council, we would open up the floor for public input. Please come forward.
Did you check into the water trucks?
Could you state your
Brian Urban,
name and address for the record, and then,
I got some stuff you can look at. You can see what we covered last time and what he apparently doesn't want to talk about this time. This, you'll want to look at that. Right there, and find out. It's the bottom question right here.
The water trucks,
We talked about water truck damage. Talked to the county about the detour on 17th Street, and what were you gonna do about that?
we have not, but we can still do that. That would not affect this assessment.
So you're gonna make us pay for a street that's already damaged? Is that your plan? Because we don't wanna do that.
Do you have pictures of this damage?
No, I don't have any pictures. But when it, because it got pushed out, so it was too late, but when it rains, you can see the water sitting in the dips. Looks just like the truck route.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't feel like we should have to pay for something that, I mean, you need to get a hold of the county, and you guys need to talk about who did the detour, and then you need to talk to the water truck companies, because they should have never come down there. And I asked you the last time if that was a 10-ton road, and you stated no, you didn't think it was.
Yep.
So I think it should be a 10-ton road to have those big heavy trucks on there. So, I mean, it was a bunch of different things that got thrown in there that caused all of this, and
Mr. Urban, I think it would be the intent of the council to want to work with you and to hear your concerns.
right.
We want this to be fair. I believe that this began by petition from the homeowners
Yes,
on Fifth Avenue. So eventually, we would like to be paid for the work as well, but like I said, I think the council would have the expectation that it's fair for all parties.
right.
So if there are these concerns, we want to look through them. I would also ask, have you been in communication with other homeowners?
Yeah,
And are there concerns similar to yours, or?
so the Andersons and Justin Obert couldn't, they're out of town today, they couldn't come. So, but they would be backing me up on that, so. And then there's two, did you drive down there and look at it?
I have,
Did you see the two things of damage next to the shoulders that we talked about too?
from the water.
I don't think it was
hydrant.
from the water trucks, I think, I don't know, they just sunk in. And
I did.
so if you can't put it on this year's taxes, you have to wait till spring, I guess, and you guys better check it out and see what, right?
Well, we can make sure it's fixed, with the county, we can work with the county, and, if they were detouring onto that road when they were supposed to.
Okay.
And I did, whether the other counselors have or haven't, I did take a drive down your way, and it's winter and the
Yeah, it's
road's
all
covered with
snow.
ice, so not exactly the most opportune time to take a look at it. But the council, I believe, would like to come up with a solution for something that's reasonable on this. I know that the reason for this hearing was, I believe, to reduce the assessment to begin with. So, the idea of where we can get this wrapped up would be exactly what, the expectations of the homeowners are, but how we can meet them. So,
So the only other thing I have is that number 12 there, I mean, they're charging the city another $1,000 for something they should already did, or what? Is that, do you see where they, on that second sheet there I highlighted?
What listed that, or what?
Does that seem fair? I'm not sure if it is. Apparently you're charging the city another $1,000 for this redoing this paperwork or whatever. I don't think we should be able to charge that because it was a mistake in the first place. Right?
Well, this is just work associated with this project, so the hearing is the hearing, I
The
mean,
only thing you did was fix the dollar amount.
make phone calls and take other things too, so.
I just want to point that out.
Go ahead, Walt, or Councilor
I think
Ford.
what we need to do is probably, Jason, put that on your radar for springtime, because I don't think there's much we can do now this time of year as far as even checking out the wheel ruts or whatever it might be. So we maybe put that on your radar for springtime and check that out, and maybe have it at May meeting or something like that, or a May deadline of some sort, that you could bring that information to us. Thank you.
What is the deadline to get it assessed so we don't essentially lose another 6 months or a year on the whole?
It would be, we have to have them to the county in October. So
Okay.
we would need to have this completed by the end of September for appropriate timelines.
Certainly, we should be able to get that accomplished. Is there any more concerns for public input that are in attendance tonight? If there is, please come forward and we would get that entered into the record. Seeing that there's no further public input, is there any further input from the council at this time?
I was just looking at this, what do we got, 7 owners there? Or 6, 5?
A lot of them own the same.
So this number is gonna change for each of these, right? Is that what it is, Betty? The total number right there, those names that are, there's no other, that's it?
Yes, that is the area, those were the
Okay.
individuals, the affected area covered those parcels. There's 2, 4, 6, 7 parcels, but 4 property owners for
Okay.
the 7 parcels.
So it's a
the
total
area
of
that
4 owners
Yes.
that are
That is
affected?
correct.
Okay. All right,
And this is the revised estimate as well.
right, yeah.
So,
yeah.
Well, if we have until October, yeah, this is the proper thing to do, I guess, to see.
Yeah, we got that much
where we
time,
are.
we should be able to fix that, you know, right?
Well, we'll see what that county.
Yeah, see what it is, right, and they won't be able to answer us till then either, right, with the snow and stuff, and go from there?
Okay, any more input from council? Anyone else on the matter at hand? That being said, we'll close the public hearing and adjourn.